Okay, in this video I'm going to take you through how to get from the completion point where you have all of your drawings for the warm-up drawing completed and put them onto layouts and then PDFs, bind PDFs, and submit. So let's get started here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll just take a look here and zoom in on one of our objects here. This is one of the objects that would be part of the warm-up drawings. And so I'll come down here to my layout 1, go ahead and select that. And the first thing I want to do is select the edge of my viewport, and then again click on the top corner, take it to just inside that dotted line. That dotted line running around the edge of the page, that is your printer margin. So I want to be, if I'm outside, it's not going to print. If I'm inside, anything inside that printer margin will go ahead and print. So we'll go ahead and set this up just like this. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to double click inside. Now what that does is it activates the viewport, and we've already run around talking about viewports and how they function and the like. So this is just going to be setting this up. So with an active viewport, I'm going to come down to the bottom of the screen here, and I'm going to set up a scale. First, largest scale here possible, 1:1, and see that that's actually running way off the page with dimensions. So we'll pull this back to 1:2, and this is now set 1:2. So then what I'm going to do is right away I want to start setting up my text, because each one of these is going to have student name and then the scale on there. So what I want to do is get out of, make sure I'm on paper space here. Make sure I'm on paper space. Yep, zoom in and out here. So I'm out of my viewport on paper space. And I'm going to go ahead and set my text up. So I'll grab that multi-line text and I'll just click, make a little cell here. And again, make sure it's all capital letters. And that is going to be the text. And drop that. So then I'm going to go ahead and double click on the text. Whoop, nope. Single click on the text, right click, properties, and then go in and change the text height. So the text height here should be 0.125 and enter. Good. All right, so take care of that. Then what I'm going to do is also go ahead and grab the scale. So if I just take, I've already set the text height here, so we'll just do a quick copy, drop this below, double click on that, and we'll just change this. This is now going to be called scale. And this scale was 1:2. All right, so student name and scale, that tells me that this object is set 1:2. And this is the first object. So what I'm going to do next is I could come here to layout 2, and I can go through this process again. Again, first stretching this out. Now I can go through this entire thing again and work my way through this. You could watch me do this, but there's probably an easier way since I've done this once. So I'm going to go back here to layout 1. I'm going to right click on layout 1, and I'm going to come up here to move or copy. I will select move or copy, and then here with this being layout 1, I'm going to hit create a copy and then hit OK. So now you can see I have layout 1 and 2 in parentheses. Well, now that's the copy of layout 1. So what I can do is go ahead and with this setup, I'm on my actual layout 1:2 copy, double click inside here. Let's go find the next drawing. Go ahead and zoom in. We'll go ahead and set this to be 1:2 and see, man, maybe we can make that go 1:1. Yep, there's 1:1, so that's all set and good. Double click outside the viewport. Now I'm outside the viewport. Looks like I can probably go ahead and move my name and the scale down here out of the way. Hit escape twice, and this one's now set. Now, probably a good idea to start naming these layouts. Okay, so let's go back here and we can put a name on this here into the assignment. This is called box in box. And then that next object that I was looking at is called box with circle. So I now know that as I go back here to AutoCAD and I start continuing to lay these out. Oh, that's the wrong drawing. Where is this thing? Here it is. So this one here is called box in box. So we're going to rename, and that's just by right clicking, going up to rename, and this is called box in box. Good. All right, so in the next one here, we'll click on this layout 1:2, right click, hit rename, and this one is box with circle. Okay. Now I can go ahead and make a copy of box with circle by right clicking, going up to move or copy. Again, box and circle, create a copy, hit OK. And now box and circle I can go ahead and double click. Let's go find the next drawing. Well, this is Crossboxes, so we'll take this and scale it out. And Crossboxes scales at 1:1. Double click outside the viewport. Go in and click on scale. Change this right away. Click outside the viewport. And now I can go ahead and right click on box with circle and do a rename. And now this is called Crossboxes. All right, so I think you get the hang of this. Just keep working your way down this process. Now, you don't have to make the copies if you don't want to. If you want to go into here, keep laying them out this way, you can. If you need an extra viewport, you can hit this little plus. That little plus makes an extra viewport. But again, it's just a basic viewport. So you'll have to pull your viewport out. You'll have to then just work just a few more little extra steps here as far as pulling this viewport out to make sure things set up. But there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. You can go into here and we can set up cross boxes this way. 1:1, 1:2. Can we do 1:1? Yeah, we can make 1:1 fit. Perfect. All right. And if I needed to squeak this dimension in, I would have squeaked that in. Okay. Okay. So this is just another way to go about doing this. Right click, change the name, do all that stuff. Now, so let's get into the idea of the PDF. So how do we go to the PDF process? So to get these out as PDF, I'm going to go back here to Crossboxes. And I'm going to go ahead and just click on the big A. Come on down here to print. We're going to slide over here to the printer plotter name. We're going to grab the Adobe PDF printer plotter. Letter size is what we're working with. That's 8.5 by 11. We're working with what to plot. We're plotting the layout. We're doing this at 0:0 offset. All this is set 1:1. Just hit preview. Let's see what we get. That looks perfect to me. So I can hit this print icon. And now this is going to send this out to somewhere to save it. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up on my desktop. And I'm going to just then make a folder. Actually, I have a CAD folder, so I'll use my CAD folder here. And I'll make a new folder. And I do this by right-clicking, go to New, Folder. And I'll name this Warm-Up. And this just helps keep things nice and clean. So go to Warm-Up. So this is Drawing 1, Crossboxes. We'll get rid of that extra one there. Save. Okay. Perfect. It's opened up here as a PDF for me. Wonderful. Go back into CAD. We're going to go to box with circle. Again, big A, print. Once that print box pops up, we'll grab that Adobe PDF. And then we're going to come down here, layout. This is all looking good. Hit a preview. And that's what I want to see. So we'll hit that printer button again. And we'll wait till it pops up. Now, remember is where we put the last one. So this is now, the drawing title is Drawing 1, Box with Circle. Yours is probably saved as warm-up drawings. But then we'll hit this button there. And now it opens up as a PDF. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll get one more here. We'll go ahead and do this box in box. And we'll do the big A, print. Pull this down, grab a PDF. All that's good to go. Preview it. Always preview. You always want to look at your drawings first. Hit your plus symbol there, your box or your print symbol, and go ahead and hit save. All right, so I got a bunch of PDFs here that I can play with. All right, so multiple PDFs here, and I can see I got to bind these 3 together. Now, when you do this, you're going to have all yours laid out here at the bottom. You'll have all 11 of these. So you'll get back here into your PDF, and you'll have 11 of these. So to do this and bind them together, we want this button over here. It's called Combine Files. We'll go ahead and select that. And we want to hit Add Open Files. Let's take a look at this and say, well, I don't need the fastener stress ID. I don't need Untitled. But I want to do box in box. I'm going to hold down Control and then click on box with circle, hold down Control, box in box. Click the ones you want to be bound together. Hit Add Files. There they are. All right. If you want to rearrange them, say, I'm going to click and hold and drag it over here. I'm going to click here and drag it here. You can drag them around. Okay, not a problem. And then just hit Combine. And then they pull them together. It spits it out in what's called Binder 1. All right. I'll get out of that. And I'll just hit File. We'll do a Save As. And I'm going to, again, save this to that warm-up drawing file. And I'm going to call this All Sheets. And really what we should do is name this Warm-Up, All Sheets, and then my name. and that's ready for submission. Hit save. Now, one of the things that could really be nice here to do is make sure you open up that little side pull, hit the thumbnails, and then if you go down and control and select them all, turn them all so they're visible. It's a lot easier for you to go back and do a quick review of what these drawings are supposed to look like, and then when you submit them, it's also faster for me to run through and take a look at them. All right, so hit that save button there, and now I'm ready to go and submit this to the assignment. All right, so I hope this helps work you through the process step by step, how to get from your drawings here in model space to your layout space, then to PDF, and then how to bind your PDFs together, and then submit these to Canvas. All right, hope that helps out.